Your dog followed you into another room today. Not because they needed anything, not because it was feeding time. They just wanted to be where you were. And you walked past them, opened the fridge, checked your phone, and kept moving. But here's what you may not have known. In that one quiet moment, your dog communicated something to you. Something specific. Something they've been trying to tell you in small, patient ways, probably for longer than you realize. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what they were saying. And once you learn to read it, you will see it everywhere. Every single day. Researchers at the Duke Canine Cognition Center have spent years documenting something most of us never fully appreciate. Dogs read human facial expressions with an accuracy that rivals human infants. They have spent 15,000 years evolving specifically to understand us, our moods, our intentions, our emotional states, even changes in our breathing. They became, quite literally, the world's greatest experts on human behavior. And in that same 15,000 years, most of us learned two things. A wagging tail means happy. A growl means dangerous. That's not a language. That's barely a first word. What your dog actually speaks is a complete, layered, deeply precise language of the body. And the reason most loving owners never fully learn it isn't that they don't care. It's that no one ever slowed it down clearly enough to show them. That changes today. Start with your dog's eyes because they speak first. When the muscles around your dog's eyes are relaxed, lids slightly soft, gaze loose and moving naturally, your dog's nervous system is calm. That is the look your dog gives you on a quiet evening when nothing feels urgent and they are simply glad to be near you. Now watch what happens when something shifts. Those same muscles tighten. The gaze becomes fixed rather than fluid. And in moments of genuine fear or conflict, you may notice what behavior is called whale eye. A sideways glance, where a thin crescent of white becomes visible at the edge of the iris. Most owners have seen this and thought their dog looked guilty, or strange, or off. What they were actually seeing was their dog communicating as clearly and as honestly as they possibly could, that they needed a little space. Here is the part that matters most. A dog showing that signal who then gets approached rather than given room has done everything they know how to do. They asked, it wasn't heard. What sometimes follows gets called unprovoked. It was never unprovoked, it was unread. And most loving owners miss it. Not because they don't care, but because nobody ever showed them where to look. Your dog's mouth may be the most honest part of their face, and it is almost always the first place anxiety appears. Watch the corners of the mouth. When they're loose and slightly forward, your dog is at ease. When they begin to pull back, tightening toward the ears, that is tension arriving in real time. Not aggression, not defiance, tension. Your dog registering something that doesn't feel entirely safe. Now watch for a single quiet tongue flick across the lips or nose in a moment where there's no food nearby. You've almost certainly seen this. At the vet during a loud argument at home, when a stranger leaned in too quickly, you may have registered it as nothing, just a thing dogs do. It wasn't nothing. That small, fast lip lick is a stress signal. The nervous system is processing something it cannot resolve, and that gesture is your dog's quiet attempt to self-soothe. The Family Dog Project, one of the world's leading canine research institutions, has spent years documenting how these mouth signals form part of a coherent communication system. One most owners walk past without realizing they've just been spoken to. Your dog may have been trying to stay calm and polite while feeling genuinely unsure. That is not a small thing. That is loyalty. Think about the last time your dog's ears moved and you actually noticed. Ears carried naturally forward mean your dog is engaged and curious, leaning into whatever's happening, interested, open. This is how your dog looks when you come home. When something catches their attention in a way that feels good. Ears that drift sideways, not flat, just slightly splayed, mean your dog is uncertain. They are reading a situation they haven't decided about yet. Safe or not safe, stay or move. That rotation happens in a fraction of a second, and most people never catch it. Ears pressed flat against the skull mean fear, not attitude, not stubbornness. Fear. A dog with flat ears and a lowered body is asking, in every way available to them, for the pressure in the room to ease. And here's what breaks my heart about this signal. By the time the ears are flat, your dog has usually been communicating that same feeling through their eyes, their mouth, and their posture for considerably longer. The flat ears are not the beginning of the conversation. They may be the last attempt before your dog goes completely silent. And most loving owners see that moment and still don't know what it means. If your dog's face tells you what they're feeling, their body tells you what they're preparing to do. Weight shifted forward, chest lowered, front legs extended, energy moving towards something is a dog in an aroused, engaged state. This is often play, but not always. Context matters more here than almost anywhere else, and rushing to label it positive because it looks energetic is one of the most common misreads owners make. Weight shifted backward, body lowering, chest dropping, hindquarters drawing in, is your dog trying to make themselves smaller. This is appeasement. This is your dog saying, I am not a threat. Please don't treat me like one. When owners respond to this posture with more intensity, louder voice, closer approach, direct eye contact, they are reading the signal in completely the wrong direction. They're increasing pressure on a dog who has just asked for it to stop. Your dog may have been doing everything right while feeling everything wrong. That's the part that stays with me. And then there's the play bow. Front legs low, hindquarters up, body loose and wiggly. Most people read this one correctly as an invitation. What they miss are the small, fast signals woven inside it. A sudden brief freeze, a quick tongue flick, a glance away, that sometimes mean the dog is genuinely conflicted about the interaction, even while their body suggests otherwise. Reading everything together rather than one signal in isolation is what changes everything. Signal 5, the tail. This one comes last deliberately, because the tail is the signal almost every owner thinks they already understand. And that confidence, that quiet certainty that a wagging tail means a happy dog, is exactly where the most important misreads happen. A wagging tail means emotional activation. That's all. It doesn't tell you whether that activation is joyful or unsettled. For that, you have to look at two things: where the tail is being held and the quality of the movement. A tail held high, moving in fast, tight, almost vibrating waves, that is a dog in an elevated state. It may be excitement. It may also be a dog whose nervous system is close to overwhelmed. A tail held low, sweeping in wide, slow, loose arcs, that is genuine ease. That is your dog at rest in themselves. A tail held perfectly still and horizontal is a dog in active assessment. Reading, deciding, not yet settled. And a tail tucked beneath the body is a dog in real distress, regardless of what the rest of the room looks like. Here is what that means in practice. By the time a tail is tucked, your dog has almost certainly been communicating that distress through their eyes, their mouth, their ears, and their body for some time before that moment arrived. The tail is the last sentence in a paragraph most owners never read from the beginning. Your dog kept trying to tell you. They always do. Your dog has been patient with you in ways that are genuinely rare. Every signal they've ever sent, every quiet eye shift, every lip lick you walked past, every ear that moved and you didn't notice was not frustration. It was not giving up. It was your dog still trying, still reaching, still trusting that one day you would understand what they were saying. They kept communicating even when it wasn't heard. They stayed close even when they were uncertain. They kept trying to be good and calm and present for you, even when the room felt too loud or the moment felt too much. That is not just behavior. That is devotion. And now you know what to look for. The eyes that soften when you finally sit still. The ears that turn towards you when you say their name gently. The body that leans against your leg, not because they need something, but because you are, in the most honest and uncomplicated way possible, their safe place. They chose you. They have been choosing you quietly every single day. Learn their language back. Because every signal they've ever sent you was never random noise. It was always a conversation, and you were always invited. If this helped you see your dog a little differently today, share it with someone whose dog deserves to be understood. Because that dog is talking right now, patiently, waiting for the one person they trust most to finally hear them.